What you're about to see is the longest train in my collection. This is the Walther Super Chief El Capitan passenger train. This was released throughout 2020 to 2021, and at the time, I was wanting a Santa Fe passenger train, and when I saw this announced, I knew I couldn't pass this up. That being said, let's get into a brief history of this train. The Super Chief El Capitan is, as the name states, a combination between the Santa Fe Super Chief and the El Capitan. The Super Chief is the single-level train that was Santa Fe's most luxury liner, while the El Capitan was the high-level train that was Santa Fe's more economically friendly train, but it matched the same schedule as the Super Chief. Eventually, in January of 1958, Santa Fe would combine both trains to create the long Super Chief El Capitan. Santa Fe would run the combined train frequently, except during the busy travel seasons and the summer. As for the reasons for the combined train, what I could gather, it was probably a cost-cutting measure, due to, as stated before, they would only split the train when travel got busy. The service would continue to be offered until the 1970s, when Amtrak would eventually take over. The locomotive comes in a large gray box with a window to see the locomotive. The front of the box has the Walther's Proto logo written in white and gray, and other text. The back of the box is white with the Walther's prototype, and a lot of other text and product info. On the left side of the box, we have again the Walther's logo, and on the right side is either blank or has the product info. The reason for this is the blank sides were a 2-pack with the A and B unit, while the sides with the loco information was a single piece. The top and bottom of the box also has the Walther's logo. The box can be opened by either opening the left or right side of the box. The locomotive can be pulled out and is in a large styrofoam container. Pull the locomotive out of the styrofoam, and then slide it out of the plastic box. Next, just pop off the tab here, and you can now access the loco. There is also a manual sheet and a parts diagram. The passenger cars come in a similar gray box, but lots smaller, with a large window to view the car. The front of the box is relatively the same as the loco, and the back of the box is like the loco, with just the info being about the passenger cars. The top and bottom of the box has the Walther's Proto logo. The left side of the box has the Walther's logo, while the right side has coach info. The right side is also taped shut. The car can be accessed by opening up the left end. And once it's open, just simply slide the car out, and after that just pop up the plastic lid, and you can now grab the car. Also inside, all of them will have an exploded part sheet, while some will have decal sheets. To start off the train, we have the A and B units. First is the A unit. The locomotive is painted in the iconic Santa Fe war bonnet scheme. The front part of the locomotive is painted red, while the back is painted in silver. On the bottom, we have the Santa Fe printed in black, and between the red and silver, we have the yellow and black lining. The number boards are black with the numbers printed in white, and the front has the yellow Santa Fe logo with Santa Fe printed in black, and the yellow stripe running down the nose. Underneath the logo is painted silver. Between the silver and the red, we have a thin black line. For other prints, we have the General Motors builder's plate on the cab, and the back we have the word water and the loco number. As an added bonus, the locomotives are also given the metallic finish, giving it a bright shine. As for details, on the front of the loco has separately applied wire grab irons. On the right side, we have some separately applied steps, and at the bottom of the pilot, we have separately applied brake hoses and a Protomax coupler. Up to the cab, we have windows with the windshield wipers painted in silver, and on the sides of the cabs, we have rear view mirrors. Inside the cab, there are cab figures and some cab detail. On the sides of the loco, we have separately applied wire grab irons. On the top, we also have an etched grille. There are also 2 windows with molded vents in between, and around the body, we have tons of rivet detail. At the top of the loco, we have separately applied wire, handrails, horn, vents with fans underneath, and this piece that I cannot find the name for. Also separately applied are these little loops, and we also have molded rivet detailing around the paneling. The back of the loco, we have a molded diaphragm, and at the bottom, we have more separately applied brake work and a Protomax coupler. Underneath the loco, we just have the fuel tank with a little fuel cap. In the front of the fuel tank, we have a battery box. There are also some step ladders. The trucks feature separately applied brake work, and on the front truck, there's a speedometer. Like the A unit, the B units are given a metallic silver on the body. At the bottom, we have a black, yellow, and red stripe, and on the body, we have the Santa Fe logo and Santa Fe printed in black. On the red stripe, we have the letter F for forward, water, and number printed in black. The bottom of the body is also silver. As for details, the B unit shares many similarities to the A unit. To start off, on the body, we have separately applied wire grab irons. The top of the body has a separately applied etched grill. Around the body, we have more molded rivet detail. Each end features a molded diaphragm and a headlight. At the bottom, we have pretty much the same detail as the A unit. The same thing can go for the trucks and the top of the body. These locomotives can come either DCC ready or DCC with sound. In my case, I bought the DCC and sound models. For sounds, we have the horn, and two bells. There are also three lighting modes on the A units. We have the headlight, number boards, and a crossing light. The B unit only has a front and back light. As for passenger cars, the overall train can be built with 13 unique coaches. Those coaches in question are the steam generator, baggage car, transition car, step down with forward seats, 72-seat high-level diner, high-level lounge, step down reverse seats, 10-6 sleeper, 442 sleeper, 11 sleeper, Vista Dome, and the diner. These cars are all given the metal finish look, with some of them giving a more metallic shine. Now, part of me thinks some actual metal is mixed in, as upon touching them, they can feel a bit cold sometimes. As for printing, on the single level cars, we have Santa Fe on top, and the name or number on the bottom in black. On some coaches, we also have Pullman printed on the end. The high-level cars all have Santa Fe written in the center below the top windows, and the car numbers are printed in the center or by a door. The bodies of all the cars do share some similarities. For the bodies themselves, most feature rib siding, except for the generator and baggage car. The windows on all the coaches also feature a light blue tint. The trucks on all of them are made of metal with metal wheels, and the trucks all have molded and separately applied brakework. Each car also features operating diaphragms, though they are simple looking, and Proto couplers. On the ends of the single-level cars, one side is flat, while the other one has some molded equipment. On the ends of the double-level cars are separately applied diesel exhaust pipes, step-down end conduits, and grab irons. One gripe I do have with these coaches is some of the bottom detail is hollowed out, and it's visible on some of the coaches, which can lose the realistic feel. To start off the train, we have the steam generator. The steam generator car is a lightweight baggage car that was converted to a steam generator. This was done to provide power for the steam injector air conditioning for the passenger cars. This car does have a little bit of unique printing, with the word water printed above the caps. As for details, molded onto the body, we have some vent and water caps. There are two doors with double windows, and unlike the other cars, this one is actually the only one to not have working diaphragms. The roof of the car has separately applied grab irons and vents. Underneath the car, we have 4 step ladders. Also underneath the car, we have 2 fuel tanks, a fuel tank filler, generator, an air reservoir, a combined air reservoir, and a battery box, and a fuel tank pipe. As for the inside, there isn't really a whole lot, except for just 4 water tanks. Up next is the baggage car. The baggage car is where some passengers' baggage would be stored. A unique print of this car is that we have the Railway Express agency printed in the center of the car. As for detail, the car is pretty much the same as the generator, just without all the vents. Underneath the body, we have a generator, an air reservoir, a combined air reservoir, control valve, and a battery box. And the interior is just a flat floor. To start off the El Capitan portion of the train, we have the baggage door transition car. As the name suggests, this car is a sleeper, though for the crew, and a baggage car. As for details, on the body, we have molded doors in the front, and on the right side, we have a few small windows, while on the left side, we have a variety of windows. Molded into the body, we have a large door with 2 windows. The roof has a unique shape, with the end being lifted up to transition between the single and double floor cars. On the roof, we have a separately applied antenna and some vents. Underneath the body, we have the control valve, combined air reservoir, brake relay/vent, standby motor/battery charger, P-S water tank, water fill valve, a Santa Fe AC, steam ejector box, APWS reservoir, another air reservoir, a battery box, and a generator. As for the inside, we have a small section for the baggage, and on the other side, we have the dorm rooms with bathrooms and sections with beds. Following the dorm car, we have the 68-seat step-down coach. This coach comes in 2 directions, both forward and reverse. The forward position is all the seats facing the small diaphragm, while the reverse position is the seats facing the large diaphragm. As for details, molded into the body, we have grills, doors, and hatches. On the top, we have a large row of windows. On the bottom floor, we have some small windows on the right side, while the left only has 3. As for the roof, there really isn't a whole lot except for just some more grab irons. Underneath the body, we have the air reservoirs, battery boxes, control valve, and a combined air reservoir. Inside the coach, on the top, we have rows of seats with some tables. Roughly in the center, we have a staircase that connects both floors. The bottom floor features a men's room in the front, the women's room in the back, and in the center, we have a crew room. On the transition side, we have a small staircase. Up next, we have the 72-seat high-level car. The high-level 72-seat coach is just a normal seating coach. As for detail, running across the top, we have a row of windows. On the lower floor, we have some smaller windows and molded-in doors. Also on the body, we have molded doors and grills. The roof is pretty plain with just a few separately applied grab irons. Underneath the body, we have the air reservoirs, battery boxes, control valve, and a combined air reservoir. The interior of the coach is similar to the 68-seat. The second floor of the coach just has a large seating area. Close to the center, we have a staircase, and the bottom floor features a men's room in the front, the woman's room in the back, and in the center we have a crew room. Following behind is the high-level diner. The high-level diner is a 2-floor diner car. For details, there are molded-in vents, grills, and doors. The roof of the car has separately applied grab irons and a kitchen vent. Unlike the other 2-floor cars, the diner features 6-wheel trucks compared to 4 wheels. Inside the diner, the second floor features tables and chairs for passengers. The stairway connecting the 2 floors is roughly in the center. The bottom floor holds the kitchen. Underneath the coach, we have the combined air reservoir, control valve, fuel tanks, battery chargers with a water fill, and a liquid receiving tank. To top off the high levels, we have the high-level Sky Lounge. The high-level Sky Lounge is a 2-floor lounge with a large dome running across the top. For details, molded on the sides, we have more grills and doors. The roof is pretty much similar to the others, with just a few separately applied grab irons. In the back, though, we do have 2 vents. Around the windows on the dome, we do have molded-in rivets, and as for underneath, we have the combined air reservoir, a 22 by 36-inch reservoir, control valve, and battery boxes. Inside the lounge, the top floor features booths, chairs, and tables in the window area. The bottom floor only has booths and tables in the window area. To start off the Super Chief portion of the train, we have the 10-6 sleeper. The 10-6 sleeper is a sleeper with 10 roomettes and 6 double bedrooms. These cars will also have names that start with the word pine. As for details, on one end we have a molded-in door. On the bedroom side, we have a large amount of windows. On the other side, we have a less amount of windows. As for the roof, there isn't much going on except for a few separately applied grab irons and a few molded vents. Underneath the body, we have the air reservoir, control valve, combined air reservoir, a battery box, pull box, steam ejector box, steam AC unit, a motor alternator, generator, 300-gallon water tank, water fill valves, and water raising reservoir. As for the interior, we have 10 roomettes, 6 double bedrooms, and a bathroom. Up next, we have the 36-seat diner. The 360's Diner, as the name suggests, is a single-floor diner car. For details, on the left side, we have a molded door. There are also smaller windows for the kitchen and larger ones for the dining area. On the other side of the car, the windows are a lot larger. The roof is mostly barren, except for the kitchen vents and grab irons on each end. Underneath the body, we have a control valve, combined air reservoir, brake vent, generator, motor alternator, P-S water tank, water fill valve, Santa Fe AC, junction box, H&L press switch box, APWS reservoir, another air reservoir, and a battery box. As for the interior, the inside features a dining area with seats and tables. On the other end, we have a kitchen, and in the kitchen area, does have a few sinks. Up next, we have the 11 double bedroom sleeper. The 11 double bedroom sleeper is a sleeper with, 11 double bedrooms. These cars would also be named with the word Indian. For details, on one end, we have a molded-in door on each side. On the room side, we have a long row of windows. On the hallway side of the car, we have a slightly less amount of windows. The roof has molded-in vents on the sides and a hatch on top. Underneath the coach, we have the control valve, combined air reservoir, brake relay/vent, standby motor/battery charger, P-S water tank, water fill valve, a Santa Fe AC, a steam ejector box, an APWS reservoir, a battery box, and a generator. The inside, as the name suggests, we have 11 double bedrooms, and on one end we have a bathroom. Up next, we have the Pleasure Dome Bar Lounge. The Pleasure Dome Bar Lounge, as the name states, is a coach with a small dome on top. For details, on the right side, we have rows of large windows. We also have a small molded hatch. On the left side, we have the same windows, except below the dome, we have two small windows for the lower lounge area. The roof features a dome with rivet detailing around the windows. Running on the top of the roof, we have two antennas, and at the back, there appears to be an outline for footing for the roof. Also in the back, we have two vents. Underneath the body, we have a control valve, combined air reservoir, brake vent, AC compressor with belt and pulleys, another AC condenser, standby motor/battery charger, APWS reservoir, another air reservoir, a battery box, a diesel generator, diesel radiator, diesel fuel tank, and dome water tanks for the left and the right. The inside of the car features two floors. On the bottom floor, in the front area, we have a lounge area with a bar. Underneath the second floor and back area, we have more seating and tables. In the back, we have a bathroom. Connecting the first and second floor, we have a staircase, and the second floor has more lounge seating. Underneath the second floor, we have another seating area. And finally, for the last car, we have the 442 Sleeper. This coach has 4 double bedrooms, 4 sections, and 2 drawing rooms. These cars also had names, and they all started with the word Regal. As for details, on the hallway side of the car, we have a consistent line of windows. On the room side, we have much more window variation and grouping. On one end of the coach, we have a molded-in door on each side, and the roof of the coach is mostly smooth with a few vents and grab irons. The bottom of the body also has some skirting, with one side having 2 vents. Underneath the body, we have the control valve, combined air reservoir, brake relay/vent, motor alternator, standby motor/battery charger, P-S water tank, water fill valve, a steam ejector box, an APWS reservoir, another air reservoir here, and a battery box. Inside the coach, we have 4 double bedrooms, 4 sections, and 2 drawing rooms. We also have 1 bathroom. Like all Walther's cars, these cars are heavy and have a lot of drag, so you will need a loco like the Walther's loco in terms of weight and pulling power. These cars also come either lit or unlit. I have installed some lighting kits in some of them, and they are much brighter than what would be typically used. All these coaches are typically made to run on 24-inch radius, but come with extended drawbars to run on 22-inch. Since the train is so long, we will once again be running the train in the loft. I will run 2 consists according to Walther's list, those being the one on April 1st to June 1st, 1968. I will have them listed on the screen right now. To get an idea of how long the train is, the loco measure roughly 6 3/4 of an inch, the baggage and generator measures roughly 10 inches, and the other coaches measure roughly 11 3/4 of an inch. For a 16-car set with 4 locos, we'll measure roughly 213.25 inches, or roughly 17.77 feet. For a 16-car set with 5 locos will measure roughly 220 inches or 18.33 feet. For a 19-car set with 4 locos will measure roughly 246.75 inches or 20.56 feet. For a 19-car set with 5 locos will measure roughly 253.5 inches or roughly 21.12 feet. Now, as seen before, I only have 3 locos for this train, but they are all strong enough to pull the full train. And that was the Walther's Proto Super Chief El Capitan. I wasn't lying to you at the beginning when I said this was a long one. If you are interested in this set, at the time of writing, there are some dealers that do have them in stock, and there are plenty of pieces on eBay. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.